Yeah, I'll remove this one. There we go. Yeah, I think this all looks fine. I hope the music works. It isn't too loud. It's good music. I don't know. I just have this list of copyright-free music, which I play during streams. Alright, let's see. It's starting in 30 seconds. I don't know if everything I just said, if that will be part of the stream or not. Because of that weird 2-minute delay. Because I think it should do that, right? At the same time, I checked my stream last evening and it didn't catch that, but I don't know, maybe I did something wrong. Not 100% sure. Yep, should be up now. There we go. So, real quick, game 1. Yoda won that pretty confidently, apparently. Took a long amount. Those are a lot of turns. I think this game took almost half an hour, because I saw in the OSDT discussion thing. Oh shit, I need to mute my... There we go. Why is it so low quality? Can I get it higher? Okay, well, it's good enough, I suppose. Yeah, so I think almost half an hour ago, like, the message was posted like, "Pain, there's no one streaming this." And they just finished when I joined in, so, you know. Either way, I'll let Yoda know that the stream is up. So, if they're starting, sure needs to let me know. Just to be sure. Yeah, well, let's watch game 1 back. In the meantime, they are picking their team and waiting on stuff. Either way, Xqiht versus Yoda. Let's get it. Based on a Don Dozer from Xqiht, that's an unusual side. And a pretty common team from Yoda. Or not common, I suppose, but like, also not like too crazy. I do like the Septos though, I'm a big Septos enjoyer myself. It's one of my favorite Pokemon to use. Design-wise, I don't really care for it, but to use. But competitive-wise, I think it's like the most perfect Pokemon pure because it's so balanced. Like, it always has a good role. It can go offensive, it goes supportive. It's never broken, but it always has a stable place in the WU meta. It will never be shit, but it will never be overpowered. I love Septos. Either way, we see Trickroom coming out from Xqiht. Yeah, I'll be honest. I'm just looking at the teams. I do not really think Xqiht has enough like muscle to get rid of Yoda's team. It's just a bit too passive for my liking, and especially in these type of games, like where this is your team and you can't really like fully muscle through based on raw power. You really need to get a lot of the plays just absolutely perfect and right, which is sometimes a little bit much. Either way, seems like game 2 is up, so let's catch that. I should probably link the stream here. There we go. Let's see. Our Yoda is bringing, again, a team that is not too wild and too crazy, right? By the way, is the music too loud? Please let me know in case it is, because it's quite loud for me, but I know on stream it sounds oftentimes a little bit more, like, lower in volume. Either way, yeah, Yoda's using quite the standards. Amoonguss looking... Oh, both Amoongusses, okay. 2 Cresselias, 2 Amoongusses, 2 Fluttermanes, nothing too out of the ordinary. Alright. We see a Palafin. I think Palafin might be... Like, Palafin doesn't look too great in this matchup, right? Purely because you have that Iron Hands, you have that Amoonguss, you have that Volk. And it can't really muscle through Crest, but I think it can still do quite a bit. It could OHKO Fluttermane if it's banded, otherwise you need to bulk up first, I believe. I'm not really sure about... Yo! What is this? Yo, daddy. Ooh, I don't know how to feel about that one. Alright, time to link the game. Oh, never mind, Red Packer already did it. Either way. But yeah, if Pelafin carries a fighting type move, I was about to say it could do with King Gambit, but 28. Provided it was in baby form and it terrored up, but nah, that was definitely not bandit damage. That's for sure. Questionable. Yeah. I'm not really sure how Xqiht needs to deal with King Gambit. Because Flutter will just fucking die to Sucker Punch. And the Mungus is, I assume, slower, so good luck. Or you need to Terra Fluttermane into Fairy. That can probably save you, if you're Xqiht. Yeah. Alright, it's game 2 now. Xqiht lost game 1, Yoda won it. So if Yoda wins this one, it's over. Yeah, I think the only way Xqiht can avoid completely losing to King Gambit is if he Terra Fairies here, and or maybe at a later moment, but I think now is the time you want to do it. You figure it out, or try to figure it out with that. Yep, Terra Fairy comes out, but we see a Protect. How much does Dazzle do on Cress? 29. Oh, you don't want to let him get Trick Room up. Although with that set you have your own Amoonguss, of course, and your own Crest, so it might not be too bad. I think you always like Dazzling Gleam again here, and you U-turn out. I assume Amoonguss comes in on the King Gambit now. I suppose Folk could also work, but I mean, do you want to risk it on a potential Stomping Tantrum? I'm not sure if that would. Like, I think the odds are very like small, I suppose would be the way to say it, that he will Stomping Tantrum into the King Gambit slot, but at the same time, you never know. What is this Lando's item, by the way? Do we know? Nope. Yeah, Amoonguss came in. Did he Stomping Tantrum in it, or did he U-turn? Oh, he taunted! Oh, but the Mental Herb! Oh no! Not sure how much U-turn would have done. I assume it carries U-turn. I think it was quite important to always like get your Amoonguss in, so you can at least like counter the other like Amoonguss in a certain way. I get, of course, that they can't spore each other, but at least you can spore whatever is next to it, so you can kind of like start exchanging spores and stall out the Trick Room. Yeah, Xqiht is not in a good spot here. This is not the best spot of to be in. Because especially, like, I don't know how, like, when Trick Room is over, what will he be left with, if you know what I mean? Like, how much survived during the Trick Room terms? Because you still have his Fluttermane. So if you don't counter that properly, you're in a big problem, because I think what we are gonna see here is that during Trick Room, Yoda will possibly do quite some decent damage and put some stuff to sleep. And then it's pretty easy for the Fluttermane from Yoda to kind of start cleaning and sweeping up. Oh, we see the Pollen Puff, okay. Oh, and a reverse Trick Room. Interesting. I'm not sure why he reversed Trick Roomed, I'll be honest. Either way, I think the Cresselias will now, or not the Cresselias, the Amoonguses will now probably exchange spores. To me, that is the most logical situation. Oh, yo, oh, fuck. I don't know what I just did, but like, oh, that hurted. Yo, like my fucking, like, part of my, the top right part of your back, where, yeah, your shoulder blade, I believe it's called in English. Oh man, Jesus. Anyway, because I predicted that Amoongus would switch out, or at least not stay unsporable, would be the way to say it, I suppose, that slot. And he got the spore into the Vogue. It didn't matter a whole lot, especially since Cress is just faster. So the Lunar Blast just came first, so the sleep didn't matter a lot. So what do you do here with your Chi-Yu? You just hope for Canyon. I don't know, this is a weird spot, right? Because if Volcanion is AV, you can't kill it. But at the same time, you also don't want it to protect right here, because you can't, right? Because if you go into the... I don't know. The ideal situation for Xqiht would be if Volcanion protected, you kill Cress, but that's not happening. I think this is always free for Yoda to get or his Track Room or a kill on Chi-Yu, or if he carries Heavy Slam or Sludge Bomb on the Fluttermane, so pretty good spot for Yoda. Just checking all the thingies where people might be commenting about music being too loud. I should probably like prepare this sometime, like prepare it well so I know if the audio levels are right, but I called this kinda mid-game. Volcanion barely doesn't drop. Do we see a flinch? No, but it lives on. Okay. I think if you're Xqiht, you switch out both Pokemon. I think you can't afford to fake out on any of these. You can't really afford to lose your Chi-Yu just yet. You know, Xqiht could have really used an, what you call it, a Serena now. To make sure it doesn't get sucker punched or it doesn't get faked out. That would have helped him. Risky play sending in the Lando, but it works out. Heavy Slam doing a clean 30. I suppose it's a free EQ. Although, because it carries Stomping Tantrum, I'm not sure if... I mean, would it even carry EQ? I don't think so, right? Because just for that little bit of Levitate Cresselia synergy, I do not think it's worth it. So I assume we'll see a Stomping Tantrum into the hand slot, which will probably become Cress or Amoongus. I predict Cress. Or it will like try to deal with King Gambit. Although I would not have a clue how to do that. I think if King Gambit gets his SD up though, it's over, right? Because then you can also Oko. You can also Oko Flutter with Sucker. It wouldn't even surprise me if you can already. Like, it's a Fluttermane, and this is a Terra top King Gambit, you know? I know it's also like Terra Fairy, but Fluttermane is not defensively pokey at all. The only way, like with Amoongus possibly, by sporing it, Rage Powdering it, that's the only other way I can see. Garto Cleave, just straight up killing the Lando. Now we see Fluttermane come in. I assume we will... Oh, this is a strange predicament you're in. I assume King Gambit protects here, and Amoongus tries to spore the Flutter. Yeah, he just does not... What you needed was to make sure that Chi-Yu was at a like full HP, basically. So you could deal with Amoongus, you could kind of deal with King Gambit in a certain way. But, like... Ooh, safety goggles, Cress, okay. You're still into, like... You will die to Sucker Punch, and that's the main problem here. The only way is, like, to Lunar Blast all the way up. if Chiyu somehow has, like, maybe Chiyu is not choiced, has protect. You can protect Chiyu and then you start Lunar Blessing up. But that's a possible way to maybe deal with this, but I don't know. It's not looking too bright for Xqiht. You know what? I think 2 minutes stream delay is too much. I think 1 minute would have been enough. Alright, I'm sure. No, I'm sure like 2 minutes is probably like the objectively right decision, because like it was calculated that at that point like you would just not have the time to like, get scouted by it, or not scouted, ghosted by it. With that said, wouldn't you also kind of I suppose. No, I suppose that's the right. Oh, we see an ally switch. Burn on the wrong Pokemon, but no, that's so sad. He can't have cleaves anyways. Okay, so I think you just Lunar Bless up here, and that Dazzling Gleam. I think that's like your only real play. Hoping, praying that like King Gambit protects. Sucker punches the wrong thing. I don't know. Like you could try to bank on an ally switch, but it certainly is risky. Oh, please Lunar Bless up. Like I'm rooting for Xqiht here, right? Because Yoda won game 1. I would like to see Xqiht win game 2, purely because, well, we would also see game 3, but he's not in a good situation. So to see him wiggle it out from like out of there would be very entertaining to see. Either way, because it's not Terra Fairy, it's of course like fake outable. So you need to get that Amoonguss in, so you're like what you call it, doesn't die. Flutter. So Amoonguss will probably like, enter now. I'm not sure if he might very well predict that, since it's like the obvious play, and he might just also fake out Cress and kills it with Card out. Could be. Icy Wind, Ally Switch, Lunar Blessing. Yeah, Icy Wind is definitely not doing enough to kill the King Gambit here. If you could get rid of the King Gambit, you would actually be in a decent position. Yes, he predicted it. Yeah, I think the oh, but he Sucker Punched also. That's a... Oh, I don't understand the play at all. Because that wouldn't have killed Flutter, I'm pretty sure. Here, wait, Karto? Will Karto kill? No way, right? No, it kills. Oh, but Rocky Helmet came in clutch! Oh, you know, this is interesting. I do think, though, it's very important now that you, if you're Yoda, you switch out that Iron Hands, you really want that fake out pressure to... Although with that said, like, you can fake it out, but... Amoonguss nor Cress is putting any offensive pressure on it, so the Flutter would also be next to it when you want to fake it out. Oh, that's an interesting dilemma you got there. Will you ally switch, by the way, if you're Cress? Or like Xqiht. This is actually a little bit more tense. I still think Yoda should be able to win it from here, but it looks more doable and doable like by the second. Oh, Moonblast. Another Moonblast. Lunar Blessing up. Icy Wind. Okay, Icy Wind is a smart play. So I think you need to ally switch here. Pray that he, like, you know, you can fool him with that, or you need to do like bank on the fact that he will probably predict it, and then just hope you can win it from there. You just need to. Oh, it is quite. I'm not sure if Moonblast kills Fluttermania to begin with, or do you think he will just like? There are a couple of plays that could happen right now. He could try to Lunar Blast his Flutter up, but I do not think that really matters to begin with. Oh, okay. Does this kill? Oh no! Oh, but he dropped. Oh, that's so... he barely missed out on twice now. He missed out on the Flutter KO barely, and the same went with Volcanion, which if he got that Volcanion kill, I think he might have won. But oh no, he just barely missed out. That's a little depressing to see, right? I think Xqiht could have had it if the Volcanion just died. Or Possibly Flutter also just died. Damn. No way you can like, get out alive from here, right? There will be a point where you crit. Or just Heavy Slam kills you. Or Wild Charge, I suppose. So that's a 2-0 for Yoda. Xqiht no longer undefeated. Alright, well, that was that. Definitely a pretty interesting game too. Both games took quite some time, right? Because this took 29 turns, this 21. These were not short games. Either way, it was enjoyable. And that was the stream. See ya.